Hello, welcome to a movie review, The Revenant. Highly anticipated, and got a chance to see it this weekend. I'm not sure I have wear this T-shirt before, but I think this is one of the few things that my wife bought me last year. Swag, love it. The Revenant, not an easy movie to rate or rank, or it's I have seen um, the last movie that this director made. I'm not gonna butcher his name, and it won the Academy Award with Sandra Bullock and George Clooney. The Space. Uh, I think that's the name of the movie. The reason why I can't remember that movie because I didn't think it was all that great. It was okay for what it was. I certainly didn't get blown away, and I certainly would not have voted the best movie last year. Regardless, the 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 trailer for The Revenant looked fantastic, and visually, it did not disappoint. I can tell you, the movie deserved to be seen, IMAX. It's just gorgeous. I mean, the last time that I saw a movie this beautiful, as far as landscapes, scenery, snow, maybe Dances with Wolves. Dances with Wolves has a beautiful scenery, background, backdrops, you name it. It's just gorgeous. And maybe there are other movies, but the one that came to mind the most is that movie because of the winter. This movie is even more beautiful. Okay, so it's eye candy for those that like. This is not quite Western. It's more like the time frame between slightly before Western, because I think look from the weapons that they used, they were still not revolver, or at least not widely used yet. They still use powder gun and stuff like that. So um, I heard a lot of buzz about this movie. This is a spoiler-free portion of the review, so I will give ample warning before I go into any spoilers. I don't think there's not much spoilers to give. Um, there's a lot of buzz about DiCaprio and the Academy Awards and all that, and I like DiCaprio. Um, but is this the movie that he's gonna win the Academy Award? Will he get nominated? Uh, I don't know. Like I said, I like his work, but I don't know if this is Academy Award winning performance. It was good, if not great, in some area, but for those that have seen the trailers, right? You've seen the scene where he rode the horse, turned around, and took a shot. That's a beautiful scene. There's a lot of great action for pre-Western kind of movies. The action was fantastic. Um, there's not that many dialogue. It's one of those movies where you know dialogues are few and far in between. It's funny because I saw this movie this week, and then 2 weeks ago I saw the Hateful Eight, and it's the opposite where if for those that saw my review on the Hateful Eight, as much as I somewhat like the Hateful Eight, I felt that the dialogue just didn't really fit. It's just almost too clever. That's the way Tarantino write. Okay, so that's why I felt that movie would have been better off. Could have been fit in any time frame, even modern time frame, but because it's in the Western, I felt that for the Hateful Eight, some of the many of the dialogues just didn't seem to fit the character, because I don't see how cowboys would have spoken that way. For this movie, it's more fitting. It's a survival revenge movie. Tom Hardy did a fantastic job. I think all around people did a good job. There's not really any complaint on the acting. I have some complaint more on the story, that I will go into in the spoiler portion of the review. But as far as acting wise, I think everything did good. And in my opinion, Tom Hardy was not really a he's not the bad guy in the movie. He just, in my opinion, from what I see and understand the movie and how things play out, there's you need to have bad guy and good guy. Tom Hardy is not an evil guy, okay? Perhaps selfish, more so than bad or evil, but overall, it's a good mesh with the Leonardo character. I mean, certainly you want to root for Leonardo to get his revenge, but certainly some of the action that Tom Hardy character did was not horrendously evil. Uh, sure, some are, but part of his reasoning was more on a, to me, survival slash selfish than I'm just gonna be evil for the sake of evil. So in that sense, it make the character good, okay? Because you can understand why Tom Hardy did what he did in a movie instead of just pure evil. I can't stand characters in movies where they just pure evil for the sake of being evil in the movie. Um, and that's it. I give this movie, like I said, it's a tough rating. I definitely want to see it again. So perhaps my rating will change, but for now, I give it 3 and 1/3 star out of 4. Okay, I can't quite give it 3.5 star, but it's below 3.5 star. I give it 3 and 1/3 star, um, and perhaps I will change my rating internally if I see it again and feel differently about the movie. But for now, I actually enjoy it more than The Force Awakens because I give The Force Awakens a lower rating. So okay, coming up is the spoiler portion of the review. So if you don't want to hear any spoilers, okay, bye bye. But for those that have seen the movie and want to hear what I think about the movie, what's right and what's wrong, here goes the spoiler portion of the review. Uh, the bear scenes, fantastic. I don't know how they did it. I don't know if they use a real bear or special effect or whatever it is, but it is fantastic. Fantastic action. Can't even. I can watch that scenes multiple times because it is just insanely well done. Um, I can't say enough about how beautiful the movie look. Okay, cinema to it's breathtaking as far as the beauty of the movie. Much more than the Hateful Eight with the fancy camera lens. Um, Tom Hardy character, like I said, in my earlier part of the review, I think he did a good job. I understand the motivation of his character on why he did what he did, and it makes up for a good story because he, like I said, he was just not some evil guy that just like to kill people. He did it more for selfish self survival reasons. Um, and the few parts that I did not like was I understand man people are tougher, more rugged back in those days. Okay, not like us wimpy people today that can't handle a lot of tough weather or harsh environment. This movie show you a lot of the harsh environment. I can't imagine how it was to shoot this movie in the winter in the open outdoor for so long as they had to do for this movie. But every scenes that involve that the, any of the characters in the water, I kind of shudder a little bit because the water is insanely cold. Okay, I don't care how tough you are, but the way it was portrayed multiple times in the movie, where whether it's DiCaprio or somebody else get into the water. At one point, DiCaprio was escaping, hiding, jumping in the water, floating down the river, the waterfall, you name it. It's and there was never the follow up where they show him completely shrivel up because of the coldness of the. I mean, the movie does a great job in so many other areas as far as show the harshness of the environment. But when it comes to all of the scenes, every single one of the scenes where he was in the water, there was never a follow up to show how brutal or cold it was for the characters. Okay, and on top of that, on the scenes where beautiful scenes, okay, where in the trailer where they show him turn around, ride the horse in full speed, turn around, take a shot, and then in the movie, of course, the next scene is his horse and him jump off the cliff, right? And then they show how harsh the conditions were to the point where he utilized a dead horse to keep himself warm, cut the horse open, rip the guts out of the horse, much like Han Solo put Luke inside that creature in Empire Strike Back. So here DiCaprio undressed himself, get rid of his damp clothes, and it was not damp compared to what it was when he was in the river. So that's a great scene, but that make the water scenes more annoying to me because if he was cold then, he would have been extremely cold every time he jumped in the water to escape or do whatever. So that's like I said, there's not much to complain. The story is fairly straightforward. I wouldn't say simple. It's pretty cut dry. You know what's gonna happen. There's very little surprise in this movie. The last part that I didn't like is the head of the camp of the expedition. That's the same actor that play um, General Snook in The Force Awakens. That young actor, he did a good job, but I did not like the last act where after he found out that DiCaprio is alive and DiCaprio is out there hunting for Tom Hardy, that he's going along and he has not shown any skills, survival skills, excess of what Tom Hardy or DiCaprio can do and will do in the wilderness, that he's just I'm gonna go out there and get that bad guy. Really? Is it a surprise that he got shot off pretty early? I love as soon as he died, and then as soon as I saw DiCaprio cut down the branch, I knew exactly what he was gonna do, and I thought that was pretty cool. I like how it played out at the end. I just didn't like how that character was written, as far as wanting to go along with DiCaprio to find that guy. You're not fit, and if you are, I don't know. Like I said, it's part of the story, but to me, it just didn't seem believable, or even logical. But that's it. That's my review for The Revenant. If you've seen it, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. Thanks for watching.